So this project started with a vision and a dream. We joined the organization during the pandemic, and if you can imagine an empty warehouse, once filled with laughter and kids and hope and dreams, we couldn't. And we wanted to create a space that kids felt welcome. We wanted to create a space for kids to be able to reach their full potential. We wanted them to be able to explore new opportunities, have a space to have fun with their friends. And so with that, we started asking questions of the community, asking questions of our parents, asking questions of our partners, our board members. What do you want to see in your Boys and Girls Clubs? And then we were able to involve our club members in saying, hey, if you could design your own Boys and Girls Club, what would it look like? What would it feel like? And so that's just how we got started with this project.
My name is Irene Nichols. I am the chairman of the advisory board for this Boys and Girls Club in Oxford. And I am so happy to have an opportunity to share with you where we started and where we are now. Interesting enough, I consider myself the OG because I was here from ground zero when there was no Boys and Girls Club. A group of people in the community got together knowing there was a need and got together about forming a Boys and Girls Club. But before we could form it, we had to raise $150,000. Now, you know it's very hard to raise any money, but to raise something and you have no product to show for it is even harder. So we kept working on it. We raised $150,000 that the National Boys and Girls Club required. And then we moved into, when we started, we had 2 classrooms in a middle school. And then also we had a classroom inside of a church. And that's how we started. And we started out with about 25 children. But thank goodness somebody was watching over us. We were given a warehouse where we are now. It's a tobacco warehouse. And we came in, painted, did whatever we had to do, and knowing that in the long range we could renovate it.
When I started at this organization, coming here, it was just a huge space. It was just a whole lot of room. So I remember there were tents involved. They were like separating by bookcases or partitions or things like that, just to create space for the kids to be able to gather there, so it didn't feel so huge. And so just watching it go from that big open area to a space that is now sectioned off into rooms that the kids are able to be in, it has really just been wonderful to watch.
I can tell you that seeing the transition of this space from an empty warehouse, to say, with tile floors to an actual club is amazing. So they have a place to go and play games in the games room.
We needed to make sure that our games room was absolutely kid friendly. So we brought in video games, and we brought back some of the key board games and some of the key table games that our club members know and love. You know, table tennis, pool, all of those fun things.
We have a study space. We have this gathering space where they can come in and keep their belongings. We have a safety vestibule so that no one's just walking in and out of the club.
We created an art room. That's a space for our club members to get messy, have fun, and just explore and just create.
So we have all these different areas that we're able to utilize now.
And they also have time for social recreation where they can play games together. And that also increases those academics because they have to read the rules, learn how to do it. Step 1, 2, 3, we got the order of things. So they get to learn while they're playing and they don't know that they're learning.
But more than anything, we knew that this space needed to be a place that we could all grow together. This was the beginning of a new opportunity for Boys and Girls Clubs of North Central North Carolina.
The change in the design and not have just an open warehouse has just made a major difference because it's something you can be proud of. The community can, the children can, the kids were anxious to come down to the Boys and Girls Club like we are anxious to have them here. So this was unbelievable, the difference from where we were, and children were coming when we were just this little warehouse. But now, we always have a waiting list because if we could get even more staff, we could have more children because everybody wants to come into this beautiful facility.
So now that you've heard a little about all that has gone into creating this wonderful space for our club members, let me start by saying thank you. Your continual investment will ensure that our club members have a place to become productive, caring, responsible citizens for years to come.